Hey guys, Kalive here, and welcome to a new series on Enshrouded, where we'll take a look at the game 1 year after it's been released. This game was released in January of 2024. It's been a year, and a lot has changed. So if you're not familiar with what this game is, it is a mixture of survival crafting and an action RPG. And the best parts about this game, in my opinion, is that it does a very good job balancing between the two genres, the survival and the RPG. And so there has been a roadmap that was released last year, and they created a list of things they wanted to complete. And for the most part, they've completed a lot of those things in that list. And so 1 year later, I would say like 90% of those things have been included into the game. And some of those changes that they've implemented are things like new NPCs, new biomes, increased level cap, streamlined questing, new game modes, farm animals, and some other things. So I would say that they've probably added about 50% more content to the game since its initial release, and there are still more features on the list to be included. So that's pretty much the rundown of what the game is and what's changed since the beginning if you haven't played. So the first thing we're going to do is to create a character. I do have a character created. If you want to create a character or switch between characters, just click change. So a little bit about the new character creation section. There's no benefit to the way your character is or looks like. There's no stats you get. Everything here is cosmetic, so you can go through and change all these things. It's a little limited. Everybody is small. They're small in stature, so you can't really change any of those things. Okay, and the very last thing you want to do is make sure that you do change your name of the character and name it to whatever you want to name it. Alright, so once you've selected your character, the next thing you want to do is choose between one of these three game types. So you do have private, which is a locally saved game. Keep that in mind, and it's only for you. So single player, locally saved. Next one is you host a game, so it's multiplayer but locally saved. And the third one is where you would join the hosted games, or you can actually join servers. There have been some updates to servers, and you can play with friends, and the questing has been fixed to where everybody can experience the quests if they want. So there's a lot of things that have changed to the online game modes. I'm going to pick private. Okay, next thing is a private game. So you want to create your game. There are a few things that you can do to get more information. First thing is you want to have this detailed difficulty setting turned on. This will give you a list of the changes that occur when you select one of these game modes. So there you go. There's all the changes. You can see that this is the easiest version, relaxed. 50% of the enemy damage, 50% of the boss damage, lower enemy health, enemy stamina is lower. So all these things are in place here, and you can just go through and look at all the settings. The biggest thing is weapon durability is off, so you don't have to actually repair your weapons with the lowest mode. So you just want to experience the game, like the story and all that stuff, the lore. This is a pretty good one. Next one is the normal difficulty. This is the default, and everything's 100%. And things like weapon durability is on, and very rarely do you get harsh weather occurrences, stuff like that. So all the way up to, there's a hard mode, so things get a little bit harder. And then there is survival mode, which is hard mode, but the changes between this is that it does include these new features that they've added, which will give your character starvation. So you have starvation mode, so it's off on hard, but it's added on survival. So it's hard mode plus starvation. Starvation isn't that big of a deal. It's a little bit extra of an issue. You have to eat food, keep food in your system, and if you don't eat for 10 minutes, you do die. So just keep that in mind. Food is plentiful, especially later in the game. It doesn't become an issue. So I don't think this would ever be a problem, but it isn't one thing you have to keep in mind while you're playing. Another thing between these two is you can see that loot loss on death is default on hard, but you lose everything on survival. So this means that you lose all your armor and your weapons, which the default is you keep your armor and weapons. you just need to go back and get all the materials and stuff that you've acquired. And with this, you lose everything, including armor and weapons. So you have to go back and get more armor, weapons, and then make sure you have backups and all that stuff. So we're not going to play on survival. We're going to play on hard. If you're starting off, I would recommend just default. It's pretty easy to get used to the mechanics in default, and to get a good idea of how the game works. Hard, I'm going to do hard. I've played this several times all the way through, even the new stuff. So I'm just going to stick with hard for now. And then there's custom. Custom lets you pick any one of these and then you can customize it. Like you can have easy, but you can go and turn on, you know, things like survival or whatever. So whatever you want to do, the choice is yours. I'd recommend just doing default for new beginners, and then people that have played through can pick whatever one they want. We're going to do hard. And name our worlds. I'm just going to do walkthrough. Alright, let's create this and then play.
Long ago, a wanderer brought an enthralling gift to the people of Embervale. The elixir. It was a cure, a blessing, a weapon. Once concealed by the ancients, its might had been set free. With it came power, mistrust, and a longing for more. Humanity dug the elixir wells, ripping apart the land and each other to quench their thirst. Elixir and blood, a drop for a drop. But from the depths of the wells, an unforeseen curse crept into Embervale. The Shroud, a ruinous fog which sought only to spread and devour. Facing their downfall, ancients and humans united to forge the Flameborn. Now, your time has come. Awake.
Alright, here we are in the world. WASD to move around, and the mouse will let you look around and stuff. So, similar to other games that are sort of the action RPG. Alright, so if you watched the full, I guess the intro, it does go through and talk about the basic plot, which is you were given elixir, and the guy that gave him elixir looks like one of the ancients, but like a more evil version of the ancients. And so people found elixir, they found out where it came from, which is under the earth. They dug, they fought wars for it. They dug so deep that they uncovered a ancient fog, like a mold. That's the Shroud, and then the ancients and the remaining humans decided to make these Flameborn, which is what we are, and stick them in little pods, like we were there. And now we have awakened. I have no idea how we woke up. It just says just to wake up, that little intro did. So there we are. And we are the only ones that can communicate with the flame. So this is the flame here. And we talk to this. And this just says that the realm of Embervale has fallen, which we know. We are woken up, and we have to go out and create a flame altar to shelter us from the dark. So this is just an intro quest. It says that we have slumbered too long, so it makes me wonder if we weren't supposed to be down for that long. But yeah, we did fall asleep, but I guess they found a way to put our bodies into stasis for a long period of time. And we do get more information about all this storyline stuff throughout the game. We get little pieces of text here and there. The first thing we want to do is get some of this fiber and twigs. So any of these little plants here, you want to grab that. Then right here, we have a little information. It says, press I to navigate your map, which is not correct. I is inventory. M is map. So yeah, here is the map. This is our first quest in the plains. So we just need to go through a little tutorial area, and then we can get to here. But yeah, this is the map. This is the journal. This gives us all of our quests, and it also gives us completed quests. If you're playing with other players, you'll have completed quests. You have to go back, or I guess missing quests as well. You can go back and redo yourself. There's also our crafting window, so we get a little tutorial about this crafting, all this stuff. Our backpack, our inventory, which is B or I. Our character screen. This also gives us the level we are, all of our attributes that we have, so like our stats, and then our skills tree. This is the skill tree. We don't have any skills yet. We will get one when we level up. But this is the depth of the skills, and we can go into this a little bit more as we will level up. So that's it. That's the basic introduction to the UI. Down there is the first quest. It's got this little red glow, and that's where we have to go. Don't jump down. Everything else, we have red glows here. Like this is like little embers. This is a book, pieces of lore, and like pieces of text we need to be sure to read. We'll have this red glow around it. So this is a little bit of information on the flame and its murmurs, and this is from Balthazar, and it just talks about this guy trying to talk to the flame like we just did, but he can't because he's not a flameborn. So if you want to go back and read those things, you can open up your journal and this screen here, and this is a little lore right here. This section lets you go back and read stuff. So that's just a little simple thing. And also, if you go back to that, which is J, the tutorial section here will give you like a list of things that you can go and read about the game. So how to do things in the game. And as you come across these things, you'll be able to read through that as well. Alright, let's grab these berries. Might need those. And right here is like stuff here. Bandages. More stuff. Bandages and torch. We get a torch here too. Little red glow. Make sure you grab that. If you didn't grab one from the chest. Here, let's go to the left. There's another little tutorial section on how to use the bombs in the world. So right here's little bombs. Grab this. Equip them by pressing 5. And we just throw them. A little click of the button. Boom. So there we go. And we get a little silver chest. That was a wooden chest. This is a silver chest. There are different tiers of chests. And we get a ring, stamina regeneration, which is most likely what you have. Let's equip this. Just right click, equip, or you can go to our character. And you can like select rings from options. So like here you can go and just click it. Another book here. Read this just for lore. You get 10 experience for that, not a big deal. This is a Ode to Pikemead. And Pikemead is the capital of this area, I believe. So more information, it's just like a little song. Alright, let's jump down. Grab these mushrooms. If you are starving, so if you are playing hardcore or the survival mode, your character will start starving. Top left, you have that little stomach icon. That means your character is hungry and needs food. That stomach icon will start counting down for 10 minutes. So make sure you fill up if you are playing survival. There's another little orange glow. Just another torch. A lot of torches. Let's go down here. Another tutorial. Press tab to lock and then control to dodge. That's pretty much it. I don't like the lock system. I like just using the mouse. So I'm going to do that. Search them. F to grab everything in their inventories. These guys are weak to fire. So we just see like when we hit them, there's an effective symbol next to them. yeah, they're weak to fire. Very easy to kill. It's just the intro area. Notice also that we have an Enshrouded bar on the top of our screen. It says we're in Enshrouded, which is the status, and it's a ticking countdown. Now, if we break one of these blocks here, our countdown ticks faster. You see that? It's going down way faster than it was, like twice as fast. That's because there are some things that will reduce the shroud time by a lot. So make sure you stay out of those little clouds like that. There are grenades that people throw later on that will do the same thing. And then once you leave, you get more shroud time. So we leveled up. We got a bunch of recipes unlocked just from picking up things on the ground. You can break stuff, like this stuff here. You get stone, you get twigs. I wouldn't spend a lot of time breaking stuff. I probably should use a sword. So we did get a sword. Just do this sword. Also, we have an action bar, and we have another alternate action bar. So you can use both of these things. I like to make one of these a combat action bar, and then one of these like the non-combat action bar. And everything in the action bar will stay with you if you die. Everything in the inventory will drop by default. If you are playing on the more difficult settings, survival, then everything will drop, regardless of if it's in your bar or not. Out here, there's a little beacon. If we die on the world, we return here until we get a new waypoint, which we will very soon. And what you want to do here is just grab all the plants. You need lots of string, and you get string from the plant fibers. We can get some food here. There's some honey from the little bee nests. You'll find a lot of those later on. Now there is a town here we can go into, or there is a wolf cave. Let's do the wolf cave first. Yeah, this tells us about getting berries. Berries are the only way we can regenerate our health right now. Missed that. These guys are weak to slashing. There we go. So we want to make sure that we use our slashing weapons. You can deflect stuff. Right click will deflect. If you do it at a good time, it will deflect and stun them. That's one of the big mechanics. If you have a shield, it's a lot easier to do that. Yeah, you see we blocked that. They always come in and do like a quick attack. The wolves do. So you can get used to that. Every creature has its own attack patterns, just like any other action RPG. If you didn't block it in time, it'll cause you to get stunned or just lose your blocking bar. So be sure that you stun them at the right time. Grabbing all the plants. We can go in here. So there's little boxes we can break, and the goal is to get some metal scrap. It's like a big thing. Oh, we got 3 right there. Wow, that's actually really good. So this is 3 metal scrap. Okay, so we just need 1 more really to make the next thing. Yeah, so when we get scrap, we unlocked the new crafting recipes. So that's V. So we got these new items, like this requires 2 metal scrap to craft. So this got unlocked because we located metal scrap. So whenever you locate new items, you will unlock new recipes. So you won't see everything right away, but you will slowly unlock new things. Okay, so that's that area. We need to get some of these stone. We're gonna need stone to craft the next couple things. We need to craft the utility tools, and also we need to craft our flame altar. There's some bee nests here. One thing we did learn, I want to make right now actually, is let's see. We did learn how to make a wand. A wand just takes bone. So you kill the wolves, you get one of those. The wand is good for some creatures. The wand's like a mid-range or a short-range weapon. So it's a magic weapon, but it's really good for the bees. You find bees, shoot them with wands, don't fight them with melee. There's a creature that died. That's a sheep. Okay, let's go in here. This is a little shroud area, small shroud area. Gonna be some enemies here. I have no idea where they are. There should be like a bunch of enemies here. Maybe they're below? There we go. Get stuck in the stuff. Those guys are easy to kill. The ones with the shields are a little harder to kill, like this guy here. But we did stop him and stun him. You can see underneath their health bar that there is a stun meter. It's like a silver bar. So I'll show you that once we fight another thing. There's a guy right there. I'm gonna break this stuff. Oh, we took a lot of damage. Let's eat. So yeah, underneath their health. It's more health. There we go. So yeah, you see it's like silver. It's stacking up. Once that silver bar fills up, then they'll be stunned. Okay, nothing else over here. Let's just go through this section. Gotta eat these berries. These berries are the only ways we can gain health right now. Yeah, you eventually get like gear that gives you health regen, but right now we don't have that. There's a chest here. Don't open that yet. Get the loot around it first. Open it up last. Otherwise you can't see. Yeah, so let's just open it up now. It's a shepherd staff. Not really good. But yeah, all the light goes out of this room. So if you're in a room that you can't see in, you can just take your torch and hold E, throw it on the ground, and then pick your weapon up. So you can still fight while you can look around. Then when you're done, just pick up the torch. That's kind of how that works. It's just a simple way to be able to see in certain areas. Okay, that's pretty much the first little mini dungeon area. It's not really a dungeon, it's just like a little mini area. And the town's right there. We'll go to the town here in a second. Let's first grab a bunch of stuff. You're going to be crafting. Make sure you just definitely grab the stone, like the small stone that says collect. This one you can't pick up, but this one's small enough you can pick up. You're just going to need a decent amount of stone before you can make the pickaxe. So let's go ahead and grab this. And let's go to craft. So let's go to the crafting screen. Let's craft a flame altar. That's 5 stone. This is 1 stone, the hammer. We could probably craft us a pickaxe. And then we need 1 more string, which requires plant fiber. We can make us a axe. So anything with a little exclamation mark, we want to craft. So we need to make 3 more string. We can make this now. Okay. And everything we have, I think it's another bar. Yeah, so here we go. So this is our first base area. This is where they want you to put the first base, is like around here. I think there's a way to... I don't want to go down a little bit lower. There we go. This should be good enough. Alright. So this is our first area. Let's talk with this. Okay, it just tells us that there are other survivors. So these are NPCs in the world. We have to go find them. Very simple. Alright, so the quest that we just got is going to be in our journal. That's this quest, find the sleeping survivor, which is the blacksmith. And if you hit F, you show it on your map. It tells you where it is. So we're here. This is where we need to go. You can mark this, says waypoint, and it'll put it on your compass on top. So now you know where to go whenever you do that quest. But we're not going to go there just yet. We still need to do a little preparation for that. like build a small base and gather some supplies, and it is getting dark. So let's go ahead and just grab this stuff up real quick. And then I'm going to show you a little bit about crafting. So what we can do is we have everything crafted. Let's go to our backpack. Let's organize this a little bit. We want to put this here. I want to make this action bar our action bar for non-combat stuff. So all our food can go up here. Bombs can go up here. So pickaxe, axe, the construction hammer. This stuff can move. This is combat. Probably not going to use this. There's something you get that you're not going to use. You can right click and salvage. So this will give you ruins. Ruins you need for upgrading stuff, which you'll do later on. We'll get to that point a little later. So let's put this thing down. This is what we need to actually craft our materials to build with. So this is the workbench. And the workbench, when you hit it with E, it automatically repairs your items. So all of our stuff got repaired. Our sword that we were using, our wand, is all repaired. So you need this thing to repair. And you can also use this to craft materials. So 2 stone will give us 100 of these building blocks. So let's craft that, and I'll show you what 100 of these building blocks looks like. So one of these is just a little square like that big. So when we go to our construction hammer, hit tab, we can now see that there's all these shapes we can go through and select. So the left-hand side shows you what kind of block it is. This type of block is a 2-meter wall and ground blocks. These are roof blocks, so 2 and 4 meter. These are terrain blocks. Each one of these blocks has a specific purpose. We're going to use the 4 meter block. So click that, and then 7 will give us the flat one, like this shape. And so what we're going to do is probably just build, let's see, build this way. Oh yeah, so this is a lot of blocks right here. So we have to make more of those blocks to start off with. So that's really why you need a bunch of stone. And to get stone, you just go over here to these blocks right here and just break them. You will dig down too and pick them up. There we go, a bunch of stone. So how the terrain works. We can dig down here. And let's keep digging. Because this is not within my base's boundaries, the border, this will respawn. This little spot that I just dug, this hole, will fill in the next day, and we'll be able to come back and dig down again. So things will respawn, but if it's inside of your border, like this is pretty close to our border, so it's probably not going to respawn. This hole will be here forever until we destroy this base. So anything you do in your base will be there forever. Anything you do outside of your base will respawn naturally. And the respawn time depends on what version you're playing, whether it's a single player. I think it respawns whenever you log out and log back in. If you're playing multiplayer, there's a time frame on that. I think it's like 2 hours if you're not in sight of the area that you're trying to respawn. That goes for chests. So like the chest that we got on there will respawn if we're gone like further away out of sight for a while, and then we come back. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab this stuff. Make some more of this. We're gonna need some wood too. It doesn't matter that you just build whatever you want to build. This is gonna require a plant fire, but this is the only roof block we have. There are other roof blocks you can get pretty early on. There's one we can get with tar. Tar is easy to make by burning food. The other one is from flint. We can get flint roof blocks, which there's a flint spot over there. But for now, we'll just stick with crafting the floors and the walls. So here's a little, let's make it like like 3 wide, and 3 by 2. Or do a 3 by 3. That's fine. You can see it takes 64 blocks to make one of these. And it's like, it says 424 out of 64. Same thing goes for some of these walls. Like this is a door wall. This takes 44. This is a wall with a window. This takes 58. And the full walls take 64. And then if you are like filling in a small area that's already been covered, like let's say you do half a wall here, it just takes half the resources. It doesn't take all the resources. So there we go. And you know what we should probably make? A campfire, which takes the wood. So wood, you probably know this, you just go over to a tree, chop it down. That's pretty much it. Very simple. And it is very dark right now. Yeah, be careful with your stamina. Oh, missing that. There we go. So we did get a resin. Resin's pretty good. You're gonna need that for magic stuff later. Oh, there we go. Got a little bit of wood. So from the wood, we are able to then craft a campfire. Let's do that real quick. And we can just drop it down in here. Give us a little bit of a, there we go, a little bit of heat. And it's just a little bit of light. So that it's going to be good for nighttime. The moon is pretty bright, so you can probably see things throughout in the world with just the moonlight. So creatures do spawn at night, just like a lot of other survival games. So keep that in mind whenever you're out in the world. You will see other creatures spawn. Make some more of this. We do need to make some of these. So this is a tiny chest. This is the first chest. There's plenty of other chests you get later on. Let's craft a couple of these. It requires string. So let's go to manual crafting. Make some string. And make one of those. We need some more twigs. But right now we can, at the very least, we can... Yeah, just get this down. Let's throw our stuff in here that we're not going to be using, like the food stuff. Oop. Shift. I'm going to finish building this, and then we'll come back when we're done. Alright, we're back, and yeah, so if you have come to a spot where you're like, you know what, there's like a wall here. I want to switch to a window. You can just right click, break that, and then put a window here. Another thing you could do is go to this top section here. There's a little 1x1 square. You can actually carve out windows. Just right clicking. And there you go. You can carve out windows. And another thing you could do is you could actually switch materials. So let's just make a little bit of these wooden blocks here. Let's go back to our building. Let's say you want to make like a nice window. If you press Y, you can undo stuff that you did. So if you do make a mistake, just press Y. Let's say we want to make like a window in here. And we want to make it like wooden, like there's a wooden outline. So we can go and hit Control and Shift down, or Control down, and now we have the wooden block selected. So there we go, we can actually make a little wooden outline to this window. So you have a little wooden window in here, inside of a stone building. It doesn't look good right now, but there are other materials in the world that you find. You can kind of do stuff like this, where you can mix materials together, like have like metal columns, and the material strength doesn't matter. Like stone, wood, doesn't matter. You can still build as high as you want, as high as the flame will allow you to build. So if you open this up, and if you go to this area, building area is a 40 by 40 by 40. So it's going to be, this is the 40 by 40, this yellow line here. And then it goes 20 up and then 20 down. So you can dig down 20 meters, go up and build 20 meters. This can be increased by upgrading the altar. So you upgrade the altar to level 2 and it goes to 80 by 80 by 80. And then the next one I think is 120. I think the final one's 160. I think 160 is the max. It might go higher. I'm not 100% sure. I think 160 is the max though. So when we get to that point, then you'll see. So that's the upgrade. There's also strengthen the flame. This is kind of the checklist of things we need to move to the next level. So this is level 2 shroud passage. Or now we're at level 1. And what that means, since it's dark, we can see this pretty easily. There are 2 shrouds. There's one that's white, and one that's red. Grab that. So you can kind of see there's like a white shroud down there. That wolf just ganked me. Alright, wolf's dead. So, okay, the game saves your character's progress, and it goes back. So if you die somewhere, like down there, the game remembers where you were like 10 seconds ago, and puts your stuff back there. This is a good thing and a bad thing. So if you die in this red shroud down there, which is like lava, you're not gonna have to go back down there and get your stuff. Your stuff should be up top where you fell down at. This is a good thing in that sense. But let's say we were to like jump and fly down somewhere. So let's say we're over there on that little ledge. We jump down and we fly down here. Boom. That's where we land. We die when we get down there. Our stuff will still be up there. So instead of it being close to our base, like right there on that hill, it would be up there in that little building, for instance. We have to go even further to grab our stuff. So let's just keep that in mind whenever you do die. Your stuff won't be where exactly you died. It'll be 10 seconds before where you died. Like I was saying before, there is different kind of shrouds. It's hard to see here because there is that red glow from the lava down there. But there's a white shroud and there's a red shroud. Like you kind of see that pink cloud over there off in a distance. That's the bad shroud, and this is all the good shroud. So that's how when you level up the shroud passage levels, then you can progress through the game. It's kind of the game's gated in different areas. Typically, in order to get to the next level, you have to kill a boss for that area. That's how you would progress. Alright, so this is the little area we're going to start at. Just going to finish building this out later. But I think it's pretty much it for this first episode. We did get into the starting area. We kind of have a pretty good idea of how to build stuff now. And what the flame does. And then a little bit about the combat. So now we know what the combat is. Next episode, we'll go and get the blacksmith. And then probably do a few other things. But that's it for now. I thank you for watching. I appreciate all the support. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.